If your younger brother is going to get married now, the whole family has to support him. And we already talked about how you are going to pay for the whole wedding as his older sister. So please don't think you can talk your way out of things this time. You're joking, right? Send me $70,000 right now. You already know all of my bank account details, so I expect that money to get into it by the end of the day today. Wait, hold on a second. I literally have no idea what you're talking about right now. Is Davis really going to get married now? And with May? That's what I'm saying right now, aren't I? He's amazing, isn't he? For someone who had been a shut-in all his life, he's finally getting married. And to someone as gorgeous and fun as May, he really is an adult now. Well, he's still a shut-in right now, though, and him getting married now isn't going to change anything. Honestly, I think it's only going to make him worse. You need to stop getting so jealous of him right now just because you're the one that's still single. You're making yourself look like a disgrace. Wait, the reason I can't get married is... Allow me to tell you the reason why you can't get married. First of all, you are very narrow-minded, and second of all, you're always so sassy. And when it comes to the way you speak to others, you're always so rude and defensive. Any one of these things wouldn't be much of an issue, but considering that you have them all, nobody is willing to marry you. Oh, we can also talk about your looks. How dare you talk about your own daughter that way? It's because you're my own daughter that I might be able to talk to you like this. Oh, Jesus. So this is what they mean by having selfish kids that don't care about their parents' feelings. How come you're the one calling me selfish when it's you and David who rely on my income? I think both you and him just don't like the person that I am, right? My goodness. You're always fighting with me like that. Nothing about you has changed from the past. You take a look at your little brother right now and learn from him. That kid is always listening to what I have to say to him, right? Why are you asking me to look and learn at my little brother who doesn't have a job and is always sitting in the house all day playing his video games? Now answer this, Mom. Why are you always spoiling somebody like him when I'm the one who's working my butt off making all the money for this family? Because David happens to be a good little kid for me. He and I never have to talk about him getting a job or him being a shut-in either. He's just a better person than you all around, and that's why I never complain about him. And unlike yourself, he's told me that he'll be willing to show me my grandkids one day. And who do you think is going to be the one to raise that grandchild of yours? Not only does David not have a job right now, but neither does May. I feel like neither one of those jobless shut-ins should be having a kid in this day and age. I'm telling you right now to stop acting so twisted talking about him like that. He's not even here to defend himself right now, which makes you look all the worse. How can you even call yourself a mother right now when you talk to me like this? Jeez, all of this on top of already having to deal with a really suspicious person at work today? Anyway, with you being his older sister, you're going to be the one paying for his wedding, understood? It's going to be $70,000. You can handle that, right? After all, you are the CEO of your own company. I seriously don't have any clue what you were talking about right now. What is going on with you right now? Are you seriously going to get married to May now?
Oh, did you already hear about that from Mom? Well, I seriously am going to get married to her. I heard that by getting married, you're more likely to get help from the government, and that's why I want to marry her.
So that's your reason for wanting to be with her?
Well, of course, that's not the only reason I want to be married to her. For May and I, it already feels like we're both living together, and I'm sure if I get married to her right now, it'll make Mom feel a whole lot better about herself, right?
Well, if you want to make Mom feel better about herself, how about you get a job?
Lena, I feel as though I've already told you this before. I am a pro gamer right now, and that means playing games is my job.
Listen, David, I don't mind you calling yourself a pro gamer or anything like that, but at least start calling yourself that once you're making some money.
And to make sure that I make a lot of money as a pro gamer, I have to continue to practice over and over again. When it comes to us gamers, playing every day is the best thing we can do for ourselves. It's like being a pro athlete, training over and over again for the big day.
And if you were a real pro gamer, I would support you in what you're doing. I, for one, actually happen to like video games myself and have watched a lot of esports tournaments before. But listen, David, have you ever even been in a gaming tournament before?
Recently, I haven't had the time to get into the tournaments, but I'm telling you, the next tournament that comes up, I'm gonna play in it and leave some lasting impressions. And that's why right now I'm not even sleeping because I'm training so much for those tournaments.
What do you mean you haven't had the correct timing to get into these tournaments? It's not like you're doing anything else with your day, so make time to actually play in them for once.
Either way, you can't keep calling me a shut-in like that all the time. So when it comes to that 70 grand Mom was asking for, make sure you hand it over to her.
If you keep thinking you're not some kind of shut-in, then how about you pay yourself? Are you not aware of how ridiculous everything you're saying is sounding right now?
You're just jealous of me, aren't you, Lena? I know because Mom told me before about you. You happen to still be single and haven't even had a chance with another man in a long time. So when you see me and May having a good relationship with each other, you only grow more jealous and upset.
You're not even listening to what I'm saying anymore. By the way, what is May even doing right now for a living? Can't she at least go out and find a job so you guys can make a little income?
Right now, May is working as a YouTuber, so she's doing the same thing as me right now, working an incredible job inside of her comfortable room, so there's no reason for either one of us to have to leave the house to go work.
Ugh, you are still saying that she's doing those things? Then tell me, David, how many videos has May made so far as a YouTuber?
She's made one video so far, and that was her debut video.
So she's still only made one video so far for her YouTube channel, and that was a half a year ago. Yet you're still going to call her a YouTuber? The both of you really need to have a good look at your reality right now. Like, seriously.
Shut up! You're the one that should be taking a good look at your reality. How about you stop screwing around all the time and go out and find yourself a man who you can marry? Oh, but unlike me, you're both ugly and stupid, so there was never going to be a chance for you to find a man. I think it's best that you start finding a liking in women instead.
I've had enough of this. Even trying to care about your situation right now is going to make me go insane.
Sure, I'm the one who's going insane right now listening to you. Anyhow, you need to make sure to pay that 70 grand to Mom as soon as possible, all right?
God. Excuse me, Lena, but where have you gone off to? I noticed that all of your things have disappeared out of your room as well. I'm sorry, but I ran away from home in the middle of the night. I am no longer going to be affiliating myself with any of you anymore. Well, that is nothing but fantastic news to my ears. Because I'll never, ever have to see you in that arrogant attitude of yours ever again. But just make sure to keep sending your brother and I the money for this house and the food, all right? You're the older sister after all, so that's only natural for you, right? I have no reason to be sending you both money anymore. What? What I just said meant that I am cutting ties to you now. Last night I made that decision and boy, did it feel great. I was wondering why I had to be the one taking care of two useless people, and it came to me that there was no reason for it at all. You hold it right there! Whoever said that you had any right to be cutting ties to David and I? I don't need anyone telling me whether I have the right to or not. Would you like me to go to Dad's grave or something and ask him for permission? You listen here. That's the kind of sassy and arrogant attitude that I'm talking about. You're making it out like you're the one who's better than the rest of us here. Well, that's because I am better than the both of you. Didn't you realize that already? I've been the one paying for literally everything that has to do with the family. From the house and its rent to the food and other crap everyone needs. And it hasn't just been the both of you either recently, but May as well, who just came crawling right in with the rest of us and isn't even adding anything to the family. So no matter how you think of it, I'm the best here. I'm the god of all you heathens. You're having to do all of that for us because we're your family. And remember me, the one that raised you from the moment you were formed in my belly? Excuse me? The only person I ever remember caring for me was Dad. And ever since he passed away, I have had to take his place and work for the rest of you. You really seem to think that we all have to repay you for doing that. You're the one that just said you were the one that raised me all this time in a condescending tone, right? That makes you far more of a dick than I am right now. Well, so be it. Since this is the way you want to handle things, don't even bother coming back to this house anymore. Now that you cried about all of those things, you're feeling a lot better, right? Not at all. I won't be feeling better about things until after I've cut ties to you all completely. Are you still not aware of that either? I'm not going home. Listen, you. If you don't actually come back here, then what are we all going to do? I don't care. How about the three of you do something with your lives and get jobs? What the hell was that? Then what are we supposed to do about David and May's upcoming marriage? You're the older sister, right? Are you telling me that you have no interest in paying for their wedding? Why the hell do I have to hand over $70,000 to you? How about those two just go to the courthouse, hand in their paperwork, and get married without a wedding? It would be practically free that way. They're not going to do that. Oh, you really are such a cold-hearted woman. I am? I wonder who I got that from. With all of that having been said, I am no longer going back home. Goodbye forever now, Mom. You hold your horses, Lena.
Yo, Lena, what do you think you're doing cutting ties to both Mom and me? Are you abandoning all of us now after you left the house without telling a single person?
Actually, yeah, I am abandoning you all. From now on, the three of you will have to figure things out there.
That can't be! If you really do leave us forever, you're gonna be upsetting Mom!
And I am totally fine with her being upset. If anything, I'd love it if she got so upset that she had to cry about it.
What? What do you think Dad up in heaven will think about all of this? I'm sure he's gonna be so saddened by all of this.
I like to believe that Dad will actually be really happy to see me breaking ties with all of you. After all, it was only he and I that actually amounted to anything in the family.
That's not true at all. How could he be happy about you throwing away the rest of your family like that?
Well, hold on a second. You're the pro gamer, aren't you? And you told me that May is still a YouTuber. As long as you both keep doing that, you should be able to support the family off that income, right?
I told you before that I'm not making any income yet with this job. It's not as easy as you think to be able to make a living off of being a professional. Life is not as easy as you think.
I never thought I'd be getting told that by you. Well, anyway, I'm not going to stick around to care for the three of you. And I do not plan to ever hand you guys that $70,000 you're all begging me for.
What? You're not gonna give us that money?
Why are you getting so surprised by me saying that? If anything, I'm the one who's shocked that you feel like your marriage would be worth my $70,000.
But wait, if we don't have that money, we'll be in trouble. Please, Lena, please.
I'm sure that it doesn't cost $70,000 to get married to someone like May.
It's not about the marriage itself, but the fact that I've got to use $70,000 on some other things.
Huh? What was that? What are you planning to do with my money?
I need to pay off my debt. It's getting to that point now where if I don't start to pay it off soon, I'll be in major trouble. And it seems that they already found out about where I live.
Hold it right there, David. Tell me exactly what happened there. What kind of debt did you get into? I didn't even realize that you were in so much debt right now.
It's all because May wanted so many things from me. And so I just thought that later on I'd have you pay back all of that debt for me.
So it was all a lie that you needed the money for a wedding?
I mean, if we were to have a wedding, who all would be willing to actually come to it? Both myself and May have been neats all our life, which would make it a waste of money.
You're being way more open about all of that than I thought. Wait a sec, where did a neat like you even end up borrowing all of that money from then?
I borrowed it from some guys that May knows, and she said they'd be willing to lend me a bunch of money. However, recently they've really been getting on me about paying them back.
What? Wait, does that mean...
They required that I sign for a very high interest rate, and now it's coming to bite me in the ass. I told them about where you worked and everything, but after they visited there, they all came right back to me.
Huh? What the hell do you think you're doing? So that's what that was all about? That strange man that came into the office one day? Hold on, wait, that would mean May is...
That's right. It can't be helped how selfish of a woman she really is. But to me, that kind of a personality is really cute, right?
Think all of this through very carefully, David. Are you not aware that May is most likely associated with that group and is there to help get people into insane debt?
Hey, that's not at all the case. You're just overthinking things now.
I'm not overthinking a single goddamn thing here. The way I'm thinking about all of this is very normal for most people.
I'm telling you that's not the case. There's no reason for her to do something like that. So could you please cut it out now with those stupid delusions you're having about her?
David, cut the bullcrap and take a look around you right now, why don't you? I always knew you had a hard time seeing things for the way they really are, but now you're making it seem as though you're just blind. God.
Shut up about it already. You're just starting to piss me off now saying all of that about me.
You have to understand that I'm telling the truth deep down, right? You've been tricked by her, but you're too afraid to admit it. I know as your older sister that you're not totally stupid. You've always been really calm when approaching everything and have always looked at things thoroughly enough to understand them.
Shut up already! I know that May loves me and that you're just jealous. I've even heard her say that she loves me thousands of times.
David, has there ever been anything the woman has done for you so far?
Well, about that.
And how much have you been getting used by her?
Well, in terms of money, she's used about $40,000.
So you're telling me that you've borrowed and spent $40,000 for the woman, and yet she hasn't done a single damn thing for you? And yet you're still telling me that that right there is love?
I read all over online that things like love don't have to be shown through buying things for the other partner.
I get what you're saying, but she's used you for $40,000 now, right? Are you kidding me? That's the kind of money where you'd expect to get something of monetary value back from her. No matter how much I love someone, if they were to use $40,000 from me, then I'd make sure to let them know that I expect more than just the words "I love you" back in return.
That's just because you're a cold-hearted woman and only care about things. Anyhow, Mary's not the kind of monster you keep on having the delusion that she is. And you know what? Now I'm gonna go and ask her myself about that to prove my point to you. Yo, Mary's gone and run off and I can't find her anywhere.
Are you kidding me?
I didn't think that she'd have to leave the house today, but why would May leave me like this? None of this is making any sense to me.
No, this should all be making really good sense to you now, right? You were used by her to get some money from her loan shark friends.
She left me a note on the kitchen counter. It reads, "Hurry up and pay off that money," in bold letters. This is so strange, actually, because originally it was me that gave all of that money to her.
All she did was force you to take out a loan for a large sum of money and use you for it over time, right? She must have known someone like you would be the easiest person to trick into something like that. She must have also been aware that your older sister is a CEO and knew there would be some real money in you.
No way! I know for sure that May was threatened into doing this to me. She must have just gotten scared because of those men, and that's why she took off. I know that has to be the truth.
If that's really what you want to believe that the reason was, then go right ahead. But if you're only doing that as a way to run from reality, you're better off stopping right now.
What should I be doing about all of this?
Well, I'm not going to sit around and help you with all of that. Now, you get out of that house and learn how to take care of yourself for once. Get yourself a job that actually pays you and live a new life. You can do that, right? Something simple as that. Now, please go out and do that now before it's too late.
I wonder if I can really do all of that.
Honestly, I don't know. But since you're an adult now and have been for years, you should be able to do all of that. It's expected of you in this world. So stop trying to ask me for all of this help. Help yourself instead of trying to ask others. But I'm sure all of that is going to be really tough for you when all you do is make excuses in order to run away from reality, right?
I'm not running away from anything.
The reason you never actually join any gaming tournaments is because you're too afraid to lose, and so you run away, right? If you were to just think about the moment and believe in who you are, then I'm sure you wouldn't end up in as bad of an outcome as you think. But instead, all you do is think about failing, and that's why you turn tail and run the other way.
You!
Now, do your best turning your life around while also figuring out how not to live like a total loser. And try not to upset our dad up in heaven any longer than you already have. What the hell did you end up saying to David? He is so upset and sad now that he won't even respond to any of my calls to him now. I had to show him the reality of his situation. I just hope that with his eyes opened wide to all of it, he'll start to take care of himself more and change for the better. You shut up and come back home right now. Just a second ago, a bunch of strange men arrived at the house and have been encircling it. Those are the guys who have come to reclaim all of that money David took from them. Huh? Reclaim what money? And try your best to help David pay that $70,000 to all of them when they come greet you. After all, it's only you left who can help David out with all that now. Hold on a second. So he's in debt? And what's this $70,000 all about? David is in some terrible debt right now. That $70,000 that he'd been telling you about had nothing to do with his wedding, but with paying off all of that debt he's currently in. And that debt came from May, who took advantage of and tricked David into getting into debt to give her everything she'd asked for before she took off. And the money that he's borrowed was done at an insanely high interest rate. I'm not able to think straight about anything right now. Wait, is that really true? But May was always so... I feel kind of bad for you now, but you're going to have to take great care of David now, all right? Hey, I'm asking you to please come back home right now. I promise not to bully you anymore while you're here. I've finally come around to realizing just how much I appreciate you and the person you are. I'm very sorry, but that's impossible now. I was the first one to have their eyes opened and will not be shutting them anytime soon. I had to see the reason for why I was having to give up all my time and money for you guys. When I figured that the answer didn't even exist, I really started to hate myself. I'm going to think about all of this and learn, okay? That's it. At the very least, can you please pay off all the debt that David is in right now? I'm sure we'll be able to pay you back, all right? How does that sound? Please. You're never going to give me any of that money back. I mean, look at you both. Neither one of you has ever worked in your lives, and yet you're telling me you'll pay me back $70,000? And even if you're to get a job right after, I'm sure you both will get fired or whatever, knowing both of your personalities. That will not happen. I will do my best no matter where I have to work. I promise that you'll get your money back. So could you please give us the money to pay off his debt? If you're saying you'll try your best at whatever job you get, then how about you start right now and use your income to pay off that debt? I'm sure that if you go out there and state that you'll both start to work in order to pay all of that debt off, they will all agree to that. Even I'll step in as a guarantor in this and let them know you're telling the truth. What? You really think that's going to work on them? I think you still have time to make things right. I'm no CEO just for show, you know. And they probably aren't smart enough to distrust you anyway, nor myself, so I think it should all work out. But when this happens, you have to promise that you will work to pay off all that money. Because if you mess up again by doing nothing and not paying back the amount they're owed, then I'm not going to even bother stepping in to help. I understand. I'm sure, though, that you'll have to pay even more as the time goes on, since you're already being affected by the interest. Do your very best, all right? But if you go and leave us forever, David and I won't be able to pay for the rent or anything. I promise that I'll work seriously to pay everything off, so you come back and help us with that, all right? Even with David's help, I won't be able to pay for this place. What are you going on about right now? I am no longer going to be a part of your family anymore. The only family you're going to have now is David, and not another soul else. As family, it's only natural that you go and help them out, right? When I was finished with that conversation with my mom, I went and blocked her number before also deleting her contact in my phone. And I made sure to do the exact same things to David, so I don't think I'll ever be hearing from either one of those two ever again. I did just as I promised, and spoke with those men that were surrounding my mom's house looking for David, and told them that my mom would be able to pay them back once she got her a job. At first it seems that both my mom and brother found work and had been trying their best to make the money they desperately needed. But after a couple of weeks, the both of them quit their jobs at the exact same time and started to borrow money from another location in order to pay off the current debt. Sure, that'll buy them a little bit more time for now, but that's only going to prolong the inevitable suffering they'll be getting put through down the road. But considering that the both of them just love to look the other way to reality and run from it, there was only a matter of time before they did all of this to themselves. Now, with those two being in even more debt than they started out battling, they will most definitely not be paying rent for the next couple of months and are on their way to becoming homeless. A few months later, I heard that those two ended up getting beaten pretty hard by the group of loan sharks they had borrowed from after the first group, and that left David totally paralyzed and my mom in a coma, which she's still not out of. But those injuries didn't get given without some sacrifice to those men, as in a last-ditch effort before they came to get their money, David bought a gun and killed one of them. Of course, the court doesn't really agree with what he's done as being a form of self-defense, and now he's on trial for murder, and will most likely end up in prison for life. Watching all of this play out from far away has shown me one thing more than anything else, and that's that family was nothing but trouble. I thank God every single day that I was given the chance to escape all of that and change my name so I'm never associated with those two ever again. And now that we're back on the subject of myself, back when I had first ran away from them in the middle of the night, I made sure to make a road trip out of it and drove all the way across the U.S. Luckily, a lot of my work can be done remotely, so my leaders agreed that I could do what I had to escape my mom. And before I knew it, I was in Oregon, signing the contract to a new apartment where I'd be starting. I'm still being asked to go back to the office once a year for our annual meeting, but besides that, I'm free to be here living life like I hadn't just gone through years of pain with my mom and brother. And now understanding that I'm going to have all of my money to myself now, I think it's time that I started to pick up some new hobbies to keep me entertained and make some new friends. And I'd better not forget the most important thing of all of this here. And that's the fact that I finally have the time and energy to go out and find myself a man to marry now. You know, I really want to have a nice and deep conversation with you, Renata. I'm just wanting to know about your academic record. Is it true that you didn't go any farther than high school? How could that have happened to you? You truly are a mistake, aren't you? You're so different compared to your brother, the successful lawyer.
Huh? Why on earth would you bring something like this up with me? Oh, wait, let me guess. It's you, Anna, isn't it? What's brought this on all of a sudden?
What do you mean, what's brought this on? I think you existing as only a high school graduate is what brought this on. I was expecting more of you. Look what I've done, for example. I've married a hardworking and beyond successful lawyer. I really thought that the rest of his family would have excellent qualities as well. But no way did I think that his sister was that stupid. You only just graduated high school? Is that some kind of a joke? Don't you think that you disappoint a lot of your family because of this?
Okay. Are you seriously putting it down because of that? I think the way you're talking to me is disgraceful and makes high school graduates over the country feel terrible. Do you have any idea how rude you're being right now? There are quite a few people in our country that haven't gone to university, and that should be perfectly okay. Not everyone that graduates from school wants to carry on with their education. Maybe they want to work, and that should be okay. In times like this, I think you need to refrain from saying such things, Anna.
Are you kidding me right now? Are you trying to tell me what to say and what not to say? Oh, do you think that theory is going to work with me? You're dreaming, Renata. Wait a minute. Were you just wanting to say something like that to sound smart? Was that your desperate attempt? Well, it definitely didn't work with me. Wow, such a shame that it failed. I suppose your brother is the one that got all the good genes in the family and you got all the crappy ones. At least you've got one thing going for you. At least you're a woman. If you can reel in a good man, you can live a good life and live through him.
Yeah. Well, I don't listen to people that give me that type of advice, Anna. It's not going to help me make me feel better about myself, and I know my worth anyways.
Whatever, I don't care. You do know that no one's willing to listen to a useless person like you. If you really want to be heard by people, why don't you go to college now? Oh, I guess you can't, since you don't have the brains to pass the SATs to get into university anymore. Your education really has been a waste of time for your family.
Anna, do you even think about what you did when you go on and on about my failure to go to college? You may have graduated, but you only got a clerical job. Then you thought it was a good idea to go on a blind date, and then you got married to my brother. You're living a life that's pretty much a model course. You didn't know what you wanted to do as a career, so you took the easy way out. Aren't you dissatisfied with only just being happy with what you've got? Don't you want a career? Are you the type of person that can only establish dominance in life when you put down others for what they've tried to do in their lives?
What the heck did you just say to me? What are you trying to do here? Howl at me like the loser you are and try to take me down? Nice try, Renata. It's not like that at all, and you know it. Your brother, the sibling that's more superior than you, he's just brought us a house recently, so how am I not satisfied with my life? All I've got to do now is be the full-time housewife here and live a relaxed life in my flashy new house. Don't you think that this is a life that everyone envies? Meanwhile, you're just here moaning and groaning when you're only a high school graduate. Even though you're not that much older than me, I still feel so sorry for you. I know that things are difficult for you, but if you try your best to catch a man who has a lot of excellent qualities, you can be successful too, okay?
You know, Anna, up until recently, I thought that you had a cheerful and quiet persona, but I guess I was wrong. Do you think you acted that way when you found out I was only a high school graduate?
But I still am that person. You're still on the right track when it comes to who I am. I'm still cheerful and quiet. I understand you more than you realize. Your family doesn't have a lot of money, does it? I've noticed that your parents' house is rather small, and my dear father-in-law always wears tracksuits. I guess they wanted to do their best to make at least one of their children be the main earner, and I suppose they chose your brother. So you were neglected and only just got to finish high school.
Wow. You know what, Anna? That's actually a great theory that you've come up with. However, you shouldn't criticize other people's families without a good reason for it, Anna. You know, someday, everything you say will backfire and karma will come back to bite you. Your character will be called into question soon, Anna.
Well, no matter what a high school graduate says to me, it doesn't make much of a difference as a whole. Sounds like you're just being a sour grape to me. Your brother has been making fun of you for a long time as well, and I don't blame him. There's really not much that can be done about what you've had to go through.
I haven't got a clue what you're talking about, but I feel like I'm living a smooth and satisfied life, Anna. If you just keep quiet, I won't hold too many grudges against you.
It doesn't matter what you think of me, Renata. I don't really care. From now on, I don't want to be involved with someone who has such a low-level status. Also, don't ever ask for money from us, all right?
What on earth are you talking about, lady? You obviously don't earn your own money, so I don't understand why you're acting so high and mighty towards me.
Well, I was the one who chose to be with a successful lawyer, and I was the one who chose to be with a good man. That is all thanks to my own ability to attract that type of man. Now, would you just do me a favor? Get out of my sight. There's no need for a lowlife like you to be involved with us anymore. We're ending this relationship with you.
You're cutting me off? I haven't done anything to you. Anna, do you even realize how selfish and horrible you're being right now?
Excuse me, what do you think you're doing, Renata? Huh? What are you here for? Didn't I tell you that we're cutting you off? Weren't you listening?
You say that, but it seems to be all one-sided to me, Anna. My brother is a part of my family, so I think it's only fair for me to come over for the housewarming.
I should have known that a poor family member like you would sneak their way in here so that you could ask for money from my lawyer husband right away. Isn't that right? Did you really think you could get away with this by coming into our house for free and just ask for whatever you want? I don't work that way.
Okay, you've got me really confused. I've got no idea what you're talking about, Anna. Could you just be straight with me so I can understand what you're saying?
You know, if you want to visit our house, it's going to cost you almost $10,000. If you can't pay for it, how about you just go on home now, okay?
That's absolutely ridiculous. You're kidding me, right? You're not actually being serious, are you? Who asked a family member to pay to visit their house?
I'm being dead serious, Renata. I'm making you pay because you're not welcome here. Even though we had a relationship, there was no merit in having it anymore since you're such a failure. I'm not some idiot who's going to be waiting for you to pester me. I'm not going to put up with that. It's best to cut ties with someone who jinxes everything as soon as possible.
Well, I don't know if you can do that since your husband is part of my family. And I'm a jinx. Really? If you feel like this, I guess I'll just go home then. But I do have one more thing that I want to ask you. Don't you think you're going to regret how you've been talking to me and you wanting to cut ties with me?
Are you kidding me with this crap right now? Don't make me laugh. Otherwise, I'm going to start rolling on the floor and I won't be able to stop. Why would I regret cutting ties with a poor, uneducated member of this little family? Just shut up and go home. I don't want to have to deal with you anymore.
Okay. If you want things to end up this way, then so be it. I understand what you want perfectly clear. I'll go home and leave you alone. I hope you don't regret your decision.
Hey, Renata, I'm really sorry about earlier. I didn't actually mean what I said to you. Come over and see our new house. We'll host you and give you some really nice tea and sweets. Renata, please answer my messages. You need to tell that to my dear father-in-law, okay? Look, you haven't answered your phone in a while now. Please reply.
You know what, Anna? My answer is no. Just recently, you said that you've severed ties with me, right? Who do you think you are trying to get me to do things for you?
Look, I'm really sorry for saying that, okay? I honestly didn't mean any of it. That's why I apologized, okay? I can't believe that the law firm where my husband works is actually my father-in-law's firm. I never thought it was his father's. He's been keeping it quiet from me all this time, too. So even though I'm not the one truly at fault here, I still will apologize because I'm a good person.
Wow. I can't believe how bad you're wanting to apologize right now. What an absolute joke. Don't you realize how terrible you've been? I'm shocked at your mentality and how you've slowly gotten to these points in realizing things about my family. You've got guts, I'll give you that.
Hey, come on now, Renata. There's no need to be like that when I am trying to make amends here. What should I do about my father-in-law, huh? You were both supposed to come over for the housewarming today, right? That still needs to happen. I'm trying to turn things around, okay?
My dad was with me. We went together and got to the front of your house so that we can celebrate you guys having your new home. But once you showed us your true attitude, well, let's just say it wasn't appreciated by me or my father. So he said, let's just go home to me, and so we did. We didn't want to deal with you anymore. Anyways, my dad isn't here at the moment. He's currently playing golf, as he should be considering he doesn't get many days off and wants to do his own thing.
You've got to be kidding me right now. Renata, this isn't good. I'm sorry that you came all the way here and then he wanted to turn around and go home again. Now, next time he comes over here, I'll treat him right. So why don't you just bring him over here, okay? But then if he's playing golf, there's not much that can be done about what happened.
This is very interesting. It seems like you're panicking and trying to keep a straight face, but it's no use. You're starting to crumble, aren't you? My father's not a man of many words, but it seems to me that he's given up on you after what you've been saying to me. He said that if you're going to have that kind of attitude, we'll make you do things on your own. My father has been helping out my brother a lot up until now, but he's over how you treat this family. He's done with helping out now. He doesn't put you in the best position, Anna. He said something like, I have no intention of helping a family with a wife like you. Well, it seems that as long as my brother is with you, he'll probably be fired. So your attitude is the kind you display when help is needed, and my father is so over that. To the point that he doesn't want to do anything for his son either.
You can't be serious, right? I had no idea that my father-in-law felt that way about me or even about Reagan. Look, to be honest, between you and me, I think your brother is a bit of a show-off. He didn't seem to tell anyone that his father was helping him with things because he wanted to prove that he can do everything himself. He told me he was a self-employed lawyer. I thought for sure that he had his own office and everything. I never thought that his father was helping him out with the firm or anything like that.
Oh, is that what you thought? Well, hate to break it to you, but that's what the situation is. I know very well that my brother has always been a show-off. He's been that way ever since we were kids. I know that he's the type of person who looks down on others and only praises himself when things are accomplished. I think that's what makes you both really similar in how he can deal with your attitude. You probably hide a lot of your struggles to make yourself look cool and that you can handle things.
Well, I never thought that Reagan would be hiding this kind of information from me. I understand now that I was really rude to my father-in-law. I just didn't think he had an office.
Yes, I'm sure you thought that considering you said that he was always in tracksuits, and you thought he didn't do much with his life. I guess I didn't understand what your definition of rich is, Anna. I don't know if my father is the kind of rich person you'd consider ideal, but a person like you would never catch up with him. My father is a businessman who knows how to make deals, communicate with people, and has the ability to make a lot of money because of who he is as a person.
Oh, really? He's like that? He didn't show any proof of the sort that made him seem like a wealthy man. I didn't think he was that much of an amazing person.
The house that they live in. It's small too, right? So you thought they didn't have money, yeah? But what you don't know is that it's my father's 5th house. That house was also purchased with the intention of renting it out. Apparently, moving started to become quite a hassle, and my mother also said that it was difficult to move around when the house was so big. So, of course, the alternative was to get a smaller house, so that's what they live in now. Also, there was a free room, so I'm staying there too.
Huh? What are you even talking about? What kind of extravagant reason is that? Isn't one... I don't understand, but... That means it's not your home, it's your parents'?
I guess you don't know the definition of what a family home is, Anna. Any family member can live there. If it's the house your parents live in, then isn't it the family house? The other house that they've got is already being rented out, so I can't go there right away, unfortunately. So I guess I just have to be patient and wait my turn.
Wait just a minute there, Renata. Does that mean your father is extra rich? Because I didn't hear anything like that from my husband, not a peep.
Well, my brother is a show-off, you see, so of course he wouldn't admit something like that. He didn't even want to praise my dad, even though he was richer than him. Also, if it's the family that's rich, it's actually because of the parents and not the kids. But sure, people mistake that because they turn around and say that Reagan's so amazing. At the time, he was working at my father's law firm, But he thought it would be less impressive to say that rather than say he's an independent lawyer. To be honest, it just seemed that he wanted to look cool in that situation and didn't want the things that weren't true about him to come out. He's so lame sometimes.
So, for that reason, he didn't say anything about it? But if I'm being honest, that makes me more relieved than anything else. It just goes to show how reliable your parents are. I think that we'll be just fine when it comes to working with them in the future, especially now that I know the truth about Reagan's employment.
Huh? What on earth are you even talking about, Anna? Do you really think that after everything you and Reagan said, that you asking for help is acceptable?
Excuse me? I think so, because we're all family after all, and I finally understand the situation that Reagan's been keeping from me. There's nothing but benefits in us all working together. Can't we just get along from now on, since I know the situation, and Reagan can just continue on working in the firm so he can earn lots of money along with your father?
Wait, what? Are you being serious right now? Have you not been listening to anything to what we've been trying to say? My brother will be fired because of you. As you just said to me just a few hours ago, we'll be cut off from each other because of the way you've been treating me. There's no reason to be swayed by your kindness.
Hang on, no, that can't happen, okay? Did I not explain myself before when I sent you that apology message? It was all just a dumb joke that I thought you'd find funny, but it backfired, so I said I was sorry. Don't be so angry about it, Renata. This was all just a huge misunderstanding. You know that, right? My husband was being taken care of at that firm, so I just got the whole story wrong.
So basically, you're just trying to keep my brother employed when you already screwed up his chances in the first place with your terrible attitude. So you're being the supportive but rude wife so that you can lead a happy life, right? And that you don't have to worry about money, correct? You know that my father's turned a blind eye when it has come to my brother's behavior up until now. You know that he asked for your hand in marriage without consulting us first. Did you know that? And then you turned out to be a horrible woman who's just a gold digger. This is the result of doing things on your own. My father was shocked, but at this point in time, we're not surprised by your attitudes.
But isn't all of what I said behind us now? It's over and done with, right? Since we're family and whatnot, we should all be trying to get along with each other, okay? If I knew everything about the situation from the beginning, I wouldn't have acted like this towards you or your parents. I would have been a lot nicer.
Well, you should have been nice to us in the first place, whether you knew about my brother's situation or not. It just proves what kind of person you are, and obviously you're a horrible one. But also, if you knew everything, you'd be sucking up to our family anyway. Either way, we'd still know you're just a gold digger. You were pretending to be sly, weren't you?
Hey, how dare you say those sorts of things towards me? I don't think I'm sly at all, or even remotely close to being a gold digger. I'm quite a nice person when I'm kept in the know about things.
Your previous messages say otherwise, Anna. It doesn't change the fact that you said that I was unsuccessful since I was only a high school graduate and everything.
Well, that's what I said. I get that, but that was it. It wasn't anything too horrible, and how was I supposed to know that you have a pretty successful family otherwise? It's totally fine. I feel like we didn't get along well initially. Look, I get it. You're also part of the family, and it's just another family member that I've got to try and communicate with. I can't help what I said was sort of true, right?
Well, incidentally, that was one of the reasons why my father was so angry about this whole thing with you. To my father, I'm his precious daughter, and he wants to protect me.
I don't get what you mean at all, Renata. What are you talking about? Even though you're only a high school graduate, you're still able to fulfill the role of being a good daughter, so you're spoiled, right?
Okay. I see where you're coming from right now, but you're very much mistaken when it comes to my relationship with my parents and my education. My education that I got in the United States is only up to when I graduated high school because I went overseas to do my university education.
Hold on a minute. Did you seriously go overseas to do university? You could afford to do that? Are you kidding me right now with this?
Why would I kid about my education, Anna? Unfortunately, I got sick near my high school senior year, so I wasn't able to go to university for a while after that. But I'll tell you now, I wasn't that bad when it came to studying. I was quite diligent. I studied hard even while I was in the hospital. When I had enough energy, I often used studying to pass the time stuck in that uncomfortable bed. So it was hard, but I managed to not only just finish high school, And then I had to study hard for the exams to get into university. I was able to get into a university overseas, so that's where I studied.
Huh? Are you actually being serious right now? You did all of that, even though you were stuck in a hospital bed, sick? So that means you must be quite smart to be able to push past all those obstacles.
Well, all I can say to that is thank you for the compliment. I appreciate you actually saying that, even though you thought I had no brains initially. You know, we're pretty sure that my brother is not as smart as I am. He just finished high school, decided what path to take, took the exam, got into university, finished, and became a lawyer. It wasn't a very tactful move on his part, so I guess he knew that he was going to get some help from my dad. He's basically eating out of the palm of my dad's hands.
Well, then explain this to me. Why are you still holed up at your parents' house if you're so much smarter than my husband? You can't be too smart if you don't have your own place.
I may like studying, but I'm not the most sociable human being. I want to be able to work in an environment I can communicate well in, so I started my own company and now I work in my room.
Oh, so that's how you're actually getting by. If so, I'd be more than happy to be friends with you, since you're definitely trying to set up your own company and whatnot. On that note, now that I know way more about this family, how about we all reunite again so you can all come over to the house now so we can celebrate and hang out?
I said to you before, Anna, we're not coming over. My father is no fool, and he's not going to be sucked into your fake kindness. After seeing your attitude, he's done with you. There's no way at this point we can all get along and be friends or whatever. It's not going to work. Please live a selfish and happy life with your husband.
But you and your parents can't do this to us. We're also a part of this family, and you can't treat us like this. Your brother got really angry about this. He said he's going to divorce me.
You know what? I'm not surprised that he said that to you after all the attitude you've displayed. He's finally seen the light, I guess. Too little, too late, though. In the end, he's one of those people that lives by showing off his own appearance, and I guess you're spoiling everything for him. You should really treat people better, Anna. If my brother and father are able to cut you out of this family, then so can I. I don't need a sister-in-law who's going to drag me through the mud all the time.
But your family can't do this to me, all right? It was all just a huge mistake, and how the heck am I supposed to live if your brother divorces me? I'm just a housewife, remember? Do any of you understand how much trouble you're causing by trying to throw me onto the streets? You can't do something like this to a human being.
Oh, is that so? But you were the one who was being so rude and obnoxious to us in the first place, Anna. You set yourself up for this, so it's all on you. You really should think about what you've done and try to do better when it comes to other people. All you do is make fun of people. Also, didn't you say full-time housewives are the best? That's on you for thinking that. You realized too late that you couldn't live on your own as a housewife because you'd have no money coming in. Too late to be happy now.
Please, don't say things like that. Why are you being so mean to me when I don't think I was that mean to you? Look, I'm really sorry for everything I said. Please, I'm begging you. I can fix the relationship that this family has with me. I can be a better person. I promise you all that. Please, give me another chance.
That's quite a change of heart that you're expressing, Anna. But I think that it's too late and also impossible for you to do, so this is goodbye. Also, don't try and contact me again because I'm not going to reply. And I shouldn't have to deal with a toxic woman like you in my life or in my parents' life. After that huge debacle when it came to Anna, she completely switched her character and went to the family house to try and persuade them to keep her in the family. They didn't want to hear a word of it, and the police got involved as she was trespassing on their property. She didn't go quietly, but they finally took her away in handcuffs. Regan apologized to his father and was on his knees sobbing and saying how sorry he was. The father never forgave Regan or Anna for their behavior and their attitudes towards Renata. As adults, they should have known better, and Regan should have seen what kind of person Anna was before they got married. After Anna was arrested, Regan went to a courthouse to finalize the divorce papers, and she was made to sign them. Angry and humiliated by this, Anna was fuming and ended up being abandoned by her husband, Regan. It seems like she's going to have a difficult life being single since her attitude doesn't get her very far with people. And that's the result of being too cocky. And of course, this is what happens if you don't treat others with respect.
Amber! I told that old hag of yours to stay away from my wedding coming up soon. So can you make sure to tell her as well for me? Tell her that she will not be allowed into the wedding on the day of and that she needs to stay away from us so as not to cause any trouble.
What? When you say that old hag of mine, who are you talking about?
I'm talking about your mom being the old hag, and you should have known what I meant. Having her walk into my wedding all by herself with no partner walking beside her is just sad. So tell her to stay away. Simple as that. You are her daughter after all, so you should be fine with asking that of her for me.
Sandy? I'm sorry, but I have zero clue what you're talking about right now. Are you really telling me that you don't want my mom coming to my brother and your wedding?
I am telling you that. I shouldn't even have to be telling you this sort of stuff right now. You should already know that someone like her coming into my wedding would ruin the whole mood.
No, I don't know any good reason why her coming to your wedding would ruin the mood.
Why not? Being raised by a single mother is freaking embarrassing, right? And having her waltz into my wedding with nobody as her partner is so sad that I cannot allow it to happen when I'm about to show everyone my happiness. So tell her to stay away, please. Even your brother is embarrassed by her, so I'd like to keep her from coming in and ruining the whole wedding by making him and I beat red with anger and embarrassment. Just think about it with a level head, and you can see why I'm asking this from you.
Why are you saying things like that? I actually respect my mom a lot for having to raise her kids all on her own. And the way you're talking about her so cruelly right now is making me a bit upset, so please stop that. I feel bad for my mom right now hearing things like this about her from you.
What? Are you an idiot as well, then?
Excuse me?
You just have to put a little thought into it and you'd understand what I'm saying. If your mom comes to my wedding, she's going to ruin everybody's time. And if she begins to piss me off coming in as a single and depressing mother like that, then what do you think will happen to my wedding?
Well, stop trying to think that just by having my mom at your wedding, she'd ruin everyone's mood and end your wedding.
If she ends up coming in and giving the wedding a rotten atmosphere, your brother is going to be just as upset as I will be. Are you telling me that you want both me and your brother to be upset and embarrassed on our very special day?
Does this mean that my brother is 100% on board with having my mom stay away from the wedding?
Him and I are a married couple now. Anything I say about the two of us automatically makes him on board with it.
Well, if that's what you think, then fine. But I highly doubt that he'd be okay with what you're saying about our mom right now. Both he and I think highly of our mom and would never want to do anything to disrespect her.
You're the least helpful little sister. Well, whatever, I guess. We'll handle your mom on our own then.
And how are you going to handle my mom then?
Don't you dare go telling your brother anything about this, okay? And if you don't want our wedding to end up going up in flames, then you stay out of what happens next between us and your mom.
Well, now you're starting to get me worried about what you're planning on doing. I don't plan to say anything necessarily to my brother about this, but you're not going to do anything unwarranted to my mom, right?
You're getting very close to our long-awaited wedding and are both very nervous as well as excited for the day. So I ask you to please stay quiet about what I said. Allow your brother and I to have our moment in peace without getting in the way.
I still am a bit lost on what's all going on here with you, but I have no plans of getting in the way of your wedding. But can you make sure to talk all of this through with my brother as well before you ask to have my mom stay away from your wedding? Mom, have you gotten any messages from Sandy recently?
Well, she told me not to come to her wedding a little while ago.
So she actually did go ahead and tell you all of that straight then. I can't believe her. Well, you don't really have to worry about what she said to you, okay? I really do think that there's no way on earth that Kai would allow you to be told to stay away from his wedding with no good reasoning.
Well, I hope you're right.
Huh? Why do you say it like that?
Well, I'm just saying that what Sandy has said about Kai agreeing with her might be correct. I'm sure to him he has no real use for me anymore as his mother, and if anything, I'm just an embarrassment to him now.
Why are you saying all of that stuff about yourself and him? There's just no way that he'd think of you that way now.
Well, I heard all of this from Kai himself.
What? You heard this from Kai himself?
He told me that after what he's been told by Sandy, it's probably best that I really don't come to their wedding. And then after that, he ended our conversation by telling me to just not come. And ever since then, I haven't heard anything from him, no matter how many times I try to call and text him.
What the heck? What is wrong with Kai? Does he not see how rude he's being to you right now? I'll go and talk with him then.
Please stop trying to talk any sense into those two for me, okay?
Why should I stop trying, though? There has to be something going on between Kai and Sandy that we don't know about, because there is just no way he'd actually mean something as cruel as that. I bet you she's trying to brainwash him right now, and that his response to you wasn't his own.
And I'm sure that there's some reason for Kai telling me not to come, but we can't go around trying to force ourselves into those two's decision. I will at least go out and try to help them prepare tomorrow, but if they really do not want me coming to the wedding or having anything to do with it, then I'm going to stop. It's my job as his mom to let him decide who comes and who doesn't come to his wedding.
All right, then. How about the both of us go tomorrow, then, to help them prepare? I want the both of us to hear the real reasoning behind their decision for having you stay away.
Hey, why did you and your mom come here? I thought I made myself very clear when I said that I didn't want your mom coming to my wedding. What the hell are you thinking coming into this place with your mom?
Well, I'm having a hard time believing that you actually had the nerve to tell my mom to stay away from this wedding.
Well, even if you've come here today, it's not going to help your guys' situation any. Your brother and I didn't prepare a seat for your mom here.
Huh? You actually overlooked preparing a seat for my mom? For Kai's mom?
That's exactly what I'm saying. And why would I have? I told you that she wasn't allowed in here, yet she chose to come anyway with you.
Even if you're my brother's fiancé, this is going way too far. Allow us to talk to him right now about all of this.
Right now, Kai is busy talking with other people at the moment and doesn't have time to waste with the two of you. That's the whole reason I'm being considerate of him and am giving up my time to handle his family ordeal. As I had said to you and your mom before, there is no seating for her. I'm going to have your mom kicked out of this wedding right now.
You are the worst, Sandy, saying things like that about my mom.
I'm in the right to be saying all of this about her. Having to be raised in a single-parent household is one of the most embarrassing things to happen to someone, and I don't want him to feel that embarrassment today. All your mom is doing by being here is causing problems, and I want her to go home.
Then the whole family is going to go home.
Huh?
I've had enough of this from you. My mom is done dealing with you, and so the two of us are going to do as you say and leave this wedding right now.
Huh? Hold on a second, Amber. Did I ever say that I want you going home from this wedding as well?
You don't have to say anything like that to me, because saying something like that to my amazing mom is enough to make me want to go. So if you still want her to leave this place, then I'm going to join her and see her home. And right now, we are talking with other members of the family about this as well as friends. Even my brother is saying that he's ready to go now after what you've said to my mom.
Huh? What the hell are you talking about when you say your brother says he will go home? Do you have any other brothers besides Kai that I've never been told about?
I do not. I only have one brother, and that would be Kai. And Kai is the one saying that he'll come home with us. The way you've been acting around us and speaking for him has been way too much for him to accept.
Now, you wait just a second. What are you actually saying right now? What? Are you telling me that you told Kai about all of this? That has to be a load of crap, right? I specifically told you to not tell him anything about this and that I'd handle things between us.
Well, I was finally able to talk with him in person, face to face. And when we started to talk to one another, I made sure to show him all the things you've been saying to our mom and I about not wanting her here.
Huh? You're showing our conversations to other people without asking for my permission first. What the hell happened to there being something called privacy in this world?
And what happened to the privacy that my brother deserves to have from you?
Huh?
You ended up taking his phone from him on multiple occasions and typing all sorts of replies to my mom using his phone, making her think that she was talking to him when it was really you. And in the end, you were the one that blocked her on his phone, right?
I'm not really sure what you're talking about right now, but... Huh.
Come on now, Sandy. This is not the time to be laughing about that. You have very much shocked my brother with the way you've acted.
And so what? Why the hell did you tell all of this to Kai now? I swear, I told you very clearly to not get in the way of your brother and my happiness, and that includes this wedding today.
You think I was actually going to listen to you after what you said to me about not wanting my mom at her son's wedding?
Huh?
The way you've been acting around everyone has been completely screwed up, and my brother needed to know about what you were doing. And right now, he's in complete shock over what you'd done.
Huh? What are you trying to say I did that would surprise him so much? What did you actually say to my man that would make him start to doubt me? Why, Amber? Why would you do all this useless crap on the most important day of Kai's in my life?
This is all happening because of how you played your cards, Sandy. You kept thinking that you had the right to talk horribly about my mom and say that she was causing the two of you embarrassment. But it's because of my mom that you were able to meet such an amazing man as Kai. Because she worked her butt off for us, making sure we turned out as good people. What the hell does it matter to you that we have no father? You have no right to talk about my family like you have been, Sandy. Even if you have a problem with her being a single mother, my brother and I are both so thankful that we were raised by someone as warm-hearted and thoughtful as her.
Who gives a crap about all of that? Right now, things are going downhill for me. If I'm not able to have this wedding with Kai today, what am I going to do? Where the hell has he run off to right now?
Do you even have the ability to listen to what I say to you? I said just a second ago that not only my mom and I, but also Kai have all given up on you and are done here.
What do you mean given up on me and are done here, though?
I'm saying that we cannot forgive you for the way you've talked to us and the way you've acted around Kai. And it seems that he feels the same way and doesn't want to deal with you as his partner anymore.
Hold on. I just heard that Kai is telling everyone here that the wedding is canceled and to pack things up to head home. That has to be a sick joke or something, right?
No, you know very well that he is not the kind of person to joke about something like that, especially when he was so happy to get married today. If he's going around telling everyone that right now, then it's truly happening.
But him and I really did plan on having our wedding today, Amber.
I know that. And everyone else expected you both to have a wedding today as well. But if all your family and friends, as well as the groom, leave the wedding, then there's no way you can carry on with it, right? Unless you're going to have a one-man wedding today.
Why the hell would you say something like that now? How would I ever be able to have a wedding by myself? Why is all this happening to me now? This is all your fault, you jerk!
Huh? This is all my fault now? Why would any of this be because of me, Sandy?
I told you to stay out of all of this and not to get in the way of anything regarding my wedding with Kai today. But since you went ahead and opened your mouth to your brother about what's going on, this all happened. I never actually thought you'd be stupid enough to tell Kai about what I'd said and done.
Huh? You still have no clue what's going on here then?
What do I have no clue about, Amber?
The only thing everyone thought could never happen is the way you acted towards me and my family. You literally took my brother's phone from him without asking and blocked my mom's number on there so that she couldn't try and talk to him anymore. Is that something normal people do to their in-laws?
Well, when you say it like that, you make it seem like I have done something wrong.
That's because you have done something wrong. Plenty of things, actually. I myself am having a very hard time understanding why, after all that's happened, you're still having a hard time understanding why you've been in the wrong. Tell me, why have you done all of this to my mom and want to kick her out of the wedding?
Well, that's because I just don't want her to be here today, and so I want her gone.
Well, that's not giving us a clear reason, though. I want to know why you don't want her here and want her to go home. If your reason for all that is because she's a single mother, then maybe you shouldn't be marrying my brother in the first place. What kind of balls do you have to think that using that as a reason would be a good idea?
Well, listen, if your mom is single and can't find another man to marry, then in the future, Kai and I will have to take care of her when she's old and useless. And since he's the oldest, you won't have to worry about your mom, and all the responsibilities surrounding her will fall on us, right? So I've been trying my hardest to have the two of us cut ties with her sooner rather than later. I just assumed that by forcing her to not come to this wedding, that'd be enough to end things between us.
So your reason for all of this is due to your overbearing selfishness? Well, if that's it, then I guess there's no helping you now. You can talk the rest of this through with my brother.
Wait a second, Amber. If you don't stick around and help me, then my wedding is going to fall apart and I'll lose Kai. You and we're supposed to become sisters, right? Let's you and I grow close to one another and fix all of this. After what's happened to me today, I'll even forget about what I thought regarding your mom and allow her to come watch her son and I get married. And then after that, we can all become one big family, right?
After all you've done to us, you expect something like that to work out for you? No matter how you try and spin things now, we are never going to be your family.
Please do not say things like that right now. You're the only person that can help me right now in getting your brother to come back to me. Right. How about you go ahead and tell him to come back to me, and then after that we can forget any of this ever happened.
How about this, Sandy? How about you just forget about there ever being a chance of you becoming my brother's wife, and then we can end all of this right now. I'm so glad you went crazy just before the wedding, so that we could all see your true colors before the knot was really tied. If you and him really did get married today, then my family's future would have been in real danger. I'm really relieved to see that I won't become your sister-in-law after all. You must really be in a corner right now thinking we can all forget about what you'd done, especially after what you did to my mom.
You really don't have to say things like that right now, Amber.
I believe it was you that really didn't have to say all of the things you said to my family before, but you did anyway. So what happens to you next has nothing to do with me, okay? You can go right along and talk with my brother about that and see where you'll end up.
I'm not even able to get a response from your mom now. I wonder if I can get any of them to come back here. I'm sure if they just listened to my reasoning behind all of this, they'd understand me.
The only reason for all this was you trying to save yourself from having to care for my family in the future. Well, look at that. You won't have to worry about us anymore because none of us plan to talk with you anymore.
But your mom is supposed to be a really kind person, right? She would never say goodbye to me forever over a simple mess up like this, right?
Well, my mom's saying that she could never see you becoming a part of her family after what happened today.
She said that? That considerate mom would say something like that about me?
Well, weren't you the one that had planned on throwing her away the moment you married my brother? Oh well, I guess. Seems like you're going to be the one getting thrown away now after everyone came around to understand your true intentions. My sincere condolences, Sandy. Really sucks that you were never able to have your special day today. But you are like the devil, so there was no reason for you to have a special day in the first place. Good luck with the next man you plan on roping in. Hopefully he has both a mom and a dad that he was raised by, so you don't have to go through a day like today ever again. In the end, the wedding that had been planned for that day was canceled almost immediately. And of course, the legal marriage that Sandy and Kai had with one another ended up going up in flames. And because of the embarrassment they were forced to endure regarding this event, both of Sandy's parents ended up leaving her to fend for herself and would later cut ties with her. Sandy was then left to pay all the cancellation fees for the wedding, as well as a settlement for what she'd done to Kai's mom. But because she didn't have the money for all of that, she tried to get Amber's help again. However, this time, Amber wasn't going to have any more of Sandy and blocked her within seconds, so that she'd never have to hear or see a word from her again. It really seems fair that after all Sandy had done to Kai's mother and sister, she'd end up with no wedding, no husband, and no parents. She did say she went through all that in order to not have to deal with a single mother-in-law in the future, but nobody's even sure if that was the true reasoning or if this was all done due to Sandy just being a crazy woman.
Hey, Tiffany, are you there? Can you talk right now? I just heard that you fell down the stairs at home. Is that true? You okay? What happened?
I'm not okay at all, Roscoe. It's just horrible. Didn't you read any of the messages that I sent you about this? I don't even know what to think right now. I'm just so sad and crushed, and it's just awful. Roscoe, I don't know how else to say this, so I'll just come out and do it, but I had a miscarriage. Our baby is gone. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say, and I hate to tell you over text like this, but I think you deserve to know right now. I'm sorry. I couldn't do more to protect it.
Oh, right. Yeah, I heard about that. It's really sad for sure. But you're okay, right? Did you break anything or sprain or twist anything like that? I mean, if you didn't, then I think that this is all kind of a good thing. I'm just glad to hear that you weren't more seriously injured by falling down so many stairs. It's honestly the biggest relief to me.
Roscoe, are you serious? How can you react like that to the information that I just gave you? I mean, I just told you that we had a miscarriage and that we weren't going to be having this baby anymore. Don't you care about that at all? Doesn't that upset you? How is that all you have to say to me?
Jeez. I knew I should have just waited to ask about how you were doing when I got home. I figured you would try and stir up some drama, get into a fight with me. You're always acting like this, you know? I just don't even know how to deal with you when you get like this, Tiff.
Excuse me? Are you saying that I'm annoying you right now? How could you say something like that to me at a time like this? You're just awful. What is the matter with you? Can't you tell how upset I am about what happened?
So what? So you fell down the stairs. It happens to everyone. But it's not like it's the end of the world or anything like that. So can you please just calm down and try not to act all pissy towards me? It wasn't like I pushed you down them or anything like that. I don't get why you think you get to take out your frustration with me when I really have nothing to do with this at all. If you're upset, then be upset at yourself for being such a klutz, okay?
I don't even know what to think right now. How could I even respond to something like that? Are you really serious about this? Is that all you have to say to me? That it's my fault and that I'm overreacting right now? And I'll have you know that I didn't just fall down the stairs because I'm clumsy. It was actually your mom that pushed me down the stairs. This is all her fault. She's the reason I miscarried and could have been seriously injured. Don't you get that?
Oh, come on, Tiff. You can't keep shifting blame like this. You're just being absolutely ridiculous now. I mean, do you really think that I'd buy that my mom would do something like that to you? Come on, get real. There's no way she would ever do that.
What are you talking about, Roscoe? I've told you how mean your mom has been to me in the past. She's always bullying me and putting me down, and this time she actually pushed me down the stairs. She caused me to fall and have a miscarriage. My own mother-in-law did that to me. Can you believe it? How can you try and put the blame on me when I wasn't even the one who made myself fall down the stairs? Your mom committed a crime. She assaulted me, and you're acting like I'm being hysterical or something?
Jeez. Can we just change the subject or something, please? I really just don't want to talk about this at all. I mean, who cares why you fell down the stairs? The point is that you did fall. But it's all over now. So trying to blame others for what happened to you is just pointless. Let me know when you've calmed down and we can try and talk about this a little more, okay? But I'm not going to stand for you accusing my mom of pushing you down the stairs when you don't have a shred of proof of what you're saying. So just take a breath, calm down, and chill out. If anything, you probably had a miscarriage because you couldn't calm yourself.
Roscoe, are you even listening to me at all? How can you even say that to me? What is the matter with you? Okay, fine, I understand. Be that way. But know that I am not done with this by a long shot. Your mom is not going to get away with this.
Hey, I said cut that out, okay? I'm your husband, and you're going to do as I say. Or else you are going to have more than falling down the stairs to worry about, got it? If you don't want me to leave you, then you'll leave my mom out of this. Do you understand me?
You'd really leave me over this? Okay, fine then. You'll hear back from me again when I've calmed down.
So anyways, I guess it seems like the doctors are saying that my mom is never going to get out of that wheelchair. She's pretty much going to be stuck in that thing for the rest of her life now.
Oh, I see. So I guess your mom just finished at the doctor's office and called to tell you that then? Is that how you found out?
No, you know that I had to take her all the way to the doctor's office since she can't drive in her state and we don't have any of the attachments in the car for her to do so. Anyways, the doctor was saying that it would be best to hire a live-in nurse since my mom is already getting up there in age. But I told him that we weren't going to waste our money on something like that. So anyways, you're going to be in charge of looking after my mom from now on, got it?
Wait, what? You want me to take care of your mom now that she's wheelchair-bound for life?
Oh yeah, no duh. You think that I'm going to spend money on a nurse to eat all of our food and use up all of our money because my mom's legs don't work anymore? Get real. That is not going to happen at all. And I know that I can't ask my little brother for help with any of this since he would just use it as a way to try and get more inheritance out of my mom. I have to think ahead and make sure she stays with us so that she feels like she owes us more when she finally kicks the bucket. So anyways, that's why you're going to look after her instead. It's not like you have anything better to do at home anyways.
What do you mean I don't have anything better to do? I literally have a job that I do. I can't just look after your mom and work. You know that.
No, please. You work from home and you barely even bring in any money at all. Don't get all self-important on me now. This isn't going to work on me. You're going to take care of my mom and give her a good rest of her life. And then we are going to cash in when she dies. And I don't want to hear any whining or complaining about the miscarriage, okay? That's all behind us now. Besides, my mom is in a wheelchair for the rest of her life. You understand that, don't you? She's in a much worse spot than you were a year ago.
Oh, I see. Well, in that case, I'll gladly take care of her. Don't you worry about a thing. I'll be more than happy to watch over my poor mother-in-law.
Oh, really? Well, that was a lot easier than I thought this was going to be. Well, okay then. Thanks for understanding, Tiff. I really appreciate it. I guess I'll leave my mom in your hands then. I guess you must have finally learned to let things go and quit trying to blame everyone else for your problems, huh?
Oh, yes, for sure. I would love to make sure your mom has all the care that she needs and that you don't have to lift a finger to do anything for her. In fact, I'll go out and do some shopping for things that I might need to take care of her. Just don't forget about the promise that you made me back then, okay?
A promise? What promise? I can't remember making any kind of promise, really. Unless you're talking about when we got married and we agreed that we'd help each other take care of our parents when they got older. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the promise. You remember when my dad died, right? Your mom didn't even show up to the funeral on that day. I don't think she ever even mentioned the fact that he had died to me at all.
Oh, really? Huh. Well, maybe it just slipped her mind since it was so long ago. But it's a good thing you're not holding anything against my mom anymore. That's all that really matters to me.
Oh, of course not. I would never hold anything against such a lovely woman. Yes, I would be more than happy to watch over her. Don't you worry about that, Roscoe. I'm actually really looking forward to this. It will be so nice to get to spend so much time with your mom.
What is the matter with you? Just what in the world are you thinking, huh? Why would you go and do something like that?
Oh, sorry. What are you talking about, Roscoe? I'm sure that I have no idea at all. I mean, I didn't do anything as far as I know. What on earth could you be getting at?
I'm talking about my mom, of course. I heard that she fell down a flight of stairs at home. What's the matter with you? Not only that, but she seems to have gone completely crazy. All she can talk about now is how scared she is of you. What did you do to her?
I'm not sure what you mean. If you're talking about the ambulance, though, I did call that for her after she fell, so don't worry about that. Besides, the paramedics didn't really seem to think that her injuries were even that bad for a woman her age, so she's probably lucky on that front.
Is this some kind of joke to you? What are you trying to pull here? You told me that you were going to take care of my mom, but really you were just looking for a way to get back at her? Just tell me what you did to my mom, you evil woman.
I really have no idea what you're talking about. I didn't do a thing to her at all, if you must know. I really do wish that you wouldn't just blame me for things when you don't have any proof that I did that. I mean, that's what you told me to do to your mom last year, don't you remember? You basically said those exact words to me when I fell down the stairs.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? I don't understand. Just what kind of game are you trying to play here, huh?
Anyways, like I said, I didn't even do anything, and neither did your mom last year, right? I mean, I guess we must both be just total klutzes who fell down the stairs on our own. But while we were waiting for the paramedics, I was talking to your mom about how much pain she must have been in. I told her it was okay, though. I knew exactly what she was going through, and it was really nothing to worry about at all.
Tiffany, what are you saying? What's the matter with you? Why would you do this to a poor old woman? Your chance? What chance? What are you saying?
Oh, don't go blaming me for this, Roscoe. You were the one stupid enough to let me take care of her, remember? You just texted me out of the blue and expected me to drop everything to come and help your mom, right? You didn't care at all about the past that I shared with your mom or my schedule or anything like that, right? You just thought you could dump all that responsibility on me like it was nothing. Well, all that told me was that you really didn't seem to care at all about being there for your mom, so I knew that it would be my chance.
Your chance? What chance? What are you saying? I still don't get what you're trying to tell me. You're not making any sense at all, Tiffany.
I told you that I was going to get my revenge on your mom, didn't I? I told you that I wasn't going to let her get away with what she did to me last year. Did you really think that I was going to let all the horrible things she said and did be water under the bridge? I was just biding my time and waiting for you all to lower your guards until I had my moment to strike and take my revenge.
Hold on a second. What are you talking about? I thought that you said you didn't do anything to my mom. What is this? What is going on? I want answers right now.
I think that you have all the answers that you need already, Roscoe. You just have to put the pieces together.
But I still don't understand. Why are you talking like this? Why are you being so scary? I never seen this side of you before. You aren't you. And what have you done with my wife? Why would you do this to your own mother-in-law? I mean, was this all really just about some petty little revenge that you wanted to take out on my poor mom? That's sick, you know that?
I told you what your mom did to me, and you weren't listening to a word of it. I'm your wife, and I thought I could go to you with my problems and trust you, but you betrayed me. Not only did you not listen to me, you told me that all I was doing was whining and that I shouldn't accuse your mom of something I had no evidence of. In fact, I don't think you've ever taken my side once in anything since you and I got married. So this isn't just a revenge plot against your mom. It's revenge against you, too.
Tiffany, you're scaring me. Why are you acting like this? Are you okay? Did you hit your head or something? I mean, I really have never seen you act or talk this way. What's wrong? You're really starting to freak me out now.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Am I scaring you right now? I certainly didn't mean to make you uncomfortable if that's what's going on. I'm just telling you about how I've been feeling for the past year towards you and your horrible mother. And even though you knew deep down how I felt about this, you still asked me to watch over her. You really don't even care enough to look after your own mother after she was told she was going to be in a wheelchair for life? How can you live with yourself as her son? Why are you pretending to care now when you never gave a damn this whole time?
But I had no idea that you were still so mad about last year. You told me that you didn't have any ill feelings toward my mom at all. I thought that you have gotten over it. I would have never asked you to do this if I knew you were still so bitter.
I told you a year ago that I wouldn't let your mom get away with this. I told her that I would make her pay, and you thought I wasn't being serious. She made me lose my pregnancy. Don't you realize how upset and angry that made me? Oh, wait a second. Of course you didn't. You barely even reacted when I told you that I wasn't pregnant anymore. I don't think you said a word about it to me at all when you asked me about my fall. All you did instead was put me down and treat me like an idiot.
I didn't think that's what I was doing, though. I was just trying to tell you to calm down is all. I really had no idea that you were going to take things the wrong way and lash out like this.
Oh, please, don't even try to twist this back around on me. You've been doing this for years now. You always dump all the hard work and difficult tasks on me to do while you go out and live your life and do whatever you want. I have waited and waited and waited for this chance to present itself, and you are the one who served it to me. Never forget that.
Wait, hold on. Tiffany, please. You're really starting to freak me out now. I mean, did you actually do this to my mom or not? I need you to tell me right now. You can't just say all this creepy stuff to me.
You know, after your mom pushed me down the stairs the first time, I was nervous that she would do it again, so I had hidden cameras installed in our house.
You what? What do you mean by that? What does that mean that you had hidden cameras installed in our house? You mean like cameras that nobody would... You had those put in our house. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. But you know what the funniest part about that is? I caught something rather unexpected on those hidden cameras I had installed in our house. You do know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I caught on those cameras that I had installed in our house that you had no idea about, don't you?
Hold on a second. Just where did you end up installing this hidden camera inside of our house? I want to know what rooms you put these cameras inside of. Why did you even install hidden cameras inside our house in the first place? What is the matter with you?
You seem to be freaking out quite a bit about this little revelation about the hidden cameras inside the house. I guess that must mean that you know what I'm talking about then. Do you care to try and guess as to what it is that I happened to see when I checked the footage of the cameras?
Please, Tiffany, you don't have to do this. I don't get why you're being so scary right now.
You know, that's exactly what your mom said to me too. Right before she... Let's still just keep calling it a fall. Down the stairs.
What do you mean? What did you do to my mom? Just tell me already.
I told you already, Roscoe. I didn't do anything at all. I just watched as your mom tumbled, and when she hit the ground, I asked her how she felt. After that, I made sure to call the ambulance and wait for them.
But I thought that you were looking forward to being with my mom and spending more time with her, right? That's what you told me. You said that you were happy that you were going to take care of her.
I was only happy because I knew that this would finally be my chance to do what I needed to do. You should have seen the look on your mom's face when I told her that you asked me to look over her. She was shaking in her little wheelchair, and I couldn't help but laugh right in her face. I imagine she probably felt the way you do now, but I don't get what there is to even be scared of. Anyways, now that I've dealt with your mom, it's time for me to deal with you too, Roscoe.
Tiffany, no, please, don't do this. I know that what my mom did was wrong, okay? She should never have treated you the way that she did. I'm sorry for not listening to you more, but you have to forgive me. I really didn't mean for any of this to happen at all. Please, I realize that what I did was wrong.
You really want me to forgive you? Just why would I do that to a filthy, no-good cheater, huh?
What do you mean? You know about that? Is that what all of this is about? Because we can talk about that if that's what you're upset about.
That's only a part of what this is about, but I have all the proof that I need of you on those hidden cameras in the home. You really just thought that you could treat me however you wanted to, didn't you? Well, I hope you realize that you're not getting away with anything either.
Okay, fine, I admit it, I cheated. Just please forgive me. It'll never happen again, I swear.
You expect me to believe that after how long you've been cheating on me? I would never, ever give you a second chance. In fact, I'd say that I've already given you plenty of chances. So here's what's going to happen. I will hold on to this proof of you cheating on me, and you and I are going to sign divorce papers.
You can't be serious about this. You really want a divorce?
That's right. And then I never, ever want to hear from you or your mother ever again, or else I will be back and you will not like what I do next.
But that means I would have to live with my mom, and I would hate to do that. She can be so annoying.
Oh, trust me, I know all about that. But there is a much worse fate waiting for you if you don't do as I say.
Right. Okay then. You win.
After that, Roscoe and I got a divorce. We didn't bother with alimony or splitting our things in half. I took what was mine and left him what was his. Even though the injuries to his mom weren't terrible, she did need full-time nursing, and Roscoe had no choice but to hire someone. Before long, he was bleeding money from the expensive service, and his mental health was declining. I heard from mutual friends that he lost his job and that he had to move him and his mom to a tiny apartment where they live together now. As for me, I moved to a different city, changed my name, and started a brand new life far away from Roscoe and his horrible mother. As long as I never have to see them again, I will never, ever regret the things I've done.
Chelsea, I heard from the rest of the family that you got married. I knew you had someone you'd been dating for a while now, but if you plan to get married, you have to tell me. It's amazing to hear that the family is growing larger. Also, there are a lot of things that need to get prepared now. We need to start thinking about the wedding and what kind of decorations you'll want there. I won't try to get in your way when planning it all out, but I'd still like to be around to help you a little. Huh? But I did tell you about getting married. Maybe this is because you always forget about me that you never remembered? Even if I happen to be forgetful at times, I never forget about my own daughter getting married. Anyway, if you're going to have a wedding, can you please tell me the date you'd like to have it on? I want to meet his parents, and I want to be around to help with the wedding. Actually, I haven't even met him yet, so it'd be nice if you could set up a day for the three of us to go out and chat. Don't tell me you plan to be around me for this, right? Huh? You already know that I'll be there. No parent would ever want to stay away from their kid while they're having a wedding. Why would you say something like that? Listen to yourself. Huh? Wait a second, Chelsea. Is there something going on between us that I should be worried about? I know I can be a bit too much for you at times, but we haven't talked that much recently, so there shouldn't be anything about me that's upsetting you. Chelsea, can you please reply to me? Chelsea? Chelsea, I'm asking you to please respond to me. This is all really important for us, right? I only just learned that you have a man now, and I'd like a bit more information on what'll happen from here. Shut up already! You're always being so rude to me. I stopped talking because you crossed the line with me again, and I don't have any more patience for you. I'd like it if you just read the atmosphere already. Uh-huh. For the time being, I think the day of the wedding is bound to change. So when we have a certain date, I'll let you know. Well, I guess that's okay, but... And as far as you meeting with the parents before the wedding, they don't seem to want to. So you will not be meeting his parents and family before the wedding. They already told me things are tough as it is with their lives and that they'll see you someday. You're telling me that they don't want to meet with me before the wedding? But that's like one of the most important things that needs to happen before your big day. Don't you want to know how I'll get along with them? That's all right. My husband is a pretty busy man after all. There's no time to waste watching you make a fool out of me in front of them. Make a fool out of you? Wait, he's so busy that he can't even let me come and meet him or his family? What kind of man is he? I want to at least know who he is, Chelsea. He's going to be family in the end, so I want to know about him so things don't stay distant. You really want to know about him, huh? He's the son of a very powerful family that has a very famous company. He's one of the elite. He's got a lot of money, so does everyone else. They all live in a huge mansion deep in the woods, and the only way you can actually go into their estate is if you know them personally. Well, that's great to hear. He's 1 in a million then. I'm so proud that you finally found someone and he ended up being that outstanding. That's exactly right. And I'll become part of a family of very distinguished people. I'll be in a world far different than the one my moneyless mom lives in. So don't be trying to contact me too much, okay? Huh? You have heard of the company Marina Group, right, Mom? Well, my husband is going to be the CEO of that company. Dad is the CEO there now, but one day when he steps down, he'll give the position to his son, and then I'll be right next to him. So there's no way I want him knowing about my janitor mom whatsoever. Marina Group is the company that specializes in all sorts of businesses, right? Things like technology and medicine? I see. A son of the Marina Group. But if he happens to be affiliated closely with the Marina Group, then he should be just fine meeting someone like me. I already know plenty of people there now, so we could get along really well. And at this point, he's already been married, so he shouldn't mind seeing his mother-in-law. Ask him if he can make a little time to come out and see me. Huh? Why would you know about anything to do with him when you're a simple janitor? Well, the reason for that is that I'm a janitor working for the Marina Group within their main headquarters. Huh? They have a lot of guests that come to the building, and so they've made sure to keep a large group of us there to keep the place very clean. I may be based at the headquarters, but every so often I'll also be asked to go to some of the other regional offices. And since I have been cleaning the meeting rooms a lot of the time, I meet all sorts of execs from all over the world that come to do business. Stop bullcrapping me. Huh? What are you talking about? I never heard a thing about you working there. Hurry up and quit that job now, you old hag. Unless you're lying to me, of course. Wait, Chelsea? What the hell has gotten into you? Just quit that dang job. He'll learn that you're a janitor if you continue to work there. That would be too embarrassing for me to even keep on living. So just tell them that you're leaving and find a new job. Maybe one that's a little bit less dirty and smelly. I've been in the company for a while now, so leaving like this would be too much of a problem for them. I don't want to do that, especially after all this company has given to you and me. I don't care. I just want you to quit. That job has given nothing to you, and it most certainly has not given anything beside a bad image to me. Now quit! If you don't, I'll cut ties with you forever, and you'll never get to see how your daughter turns out. Calm down, Chelsea. I assure you that if you just listen to me and let me talk to your man and his family, everything will be just fine. Chelsea? Mom, we've chosen a day for the wedding. I'll tell you the date in a little bit, but first, can you hand me my money for the wedding? So you've decided on a date, huh? But I feel as though I should be giving you something more meaningful than just money, don't you think? My friends said they'd be giving me presents, so it's fine. I just want you to bring me my money. And if not, I'll ask it for the moment you come to my wedding. All right, then. And one other thing. When are you going to quit your job for me? If your daughter is about to have a wedding with an elite man, then it's only right that you, as my mom, quit that dirty job. I can't believe you right now. If you quit that job, I promise to give you a little money once we're married, and you can live off of that until you find a better job. But I have a life of my own to live, and this job is how I keep my life going. I plan to at least ask my boss if it would be okay for me to work in another office for the time being instead of the headquarters. That way your husband will never even know I work in the company and you won't have to be worried.
Huh? You are useless!
Chelsea.
And you've been that way forever. Ever since Dad died and you said you had to work for the two of us, you left me at home all by myself. Even though you also said you had to be there to be the one to raise me, you never were around to. I don't get it, Mom. How can you be so frickin' useless?
That's not true. I was there with you all the time to make sure that you grew up into a happy and loved woman. I just needed to work a lot so that we had money. So that you had money for when I sent you off to university.
Shut up! Don't try and fool me. You always came to my graduations or ceremonies in your dirty clothing, and it was a disgrace to our family. And since I plan to cut ties with you after the wedding, I thought the last thing you could attempt to do for me is hand me my money. But you're still trying to ruin things for me by working that job, and it's enough.
Don't say something so heartless as cutting ties with me, Chelsea. I'm sure there are times I left you feeling lonely, and you remember those moments very well. But I wanted to make sure you were still loved and raised well, and that's why I worked so hard for you. I love you, Chelsea.
Why have you showed up to my wedding without telling me? Don't mess around anymore. Do you really want to make me feel embarrassed today? You are absolutely useless, Mom. I told you to read the dang atmosphere, Mom.
Chelsea, why? Why have you been doing this to me?
Huh? Doing what to you?
Don't play stupid with me. I was thinking as a way of showing my love and support for you, I'd come and see the family and the man that you'd be marrying into, and the moment I came into that room, you punched me in the face. Then you called me a thief of your wedding. You hit me in the face with something in that room. And then to finish me off, you called one of the security guards in to carry me out of the wedding.
You're making things seem like they happened worse than they really did. Are you sure you're not just imagining things now? If you think things like that are bad for you, then maybe you should go see a doctor for yourself.
If that was all an illusion, then it was all very real. But I know right now that my face is covered in cuts and bruises and is swelling really badly. So I'm going to have to go to the hospital and have it all cared for.
Well, if you're going, then I don't need to worry about you. Ask them to take a look at your head and make sure there's even a brain in there.
The tests have finally all been done on me, and now I'm waiting on the results. They at least told me that nothing serious is broken. But because my skin is really torn up, they asked that I take things easy for a little while.
I see.
You see? Chelsea, this was all your fault in the first place.
Oh, shut the hell up. It's not like it really even matters at this point. I just wish you would have broken something in your head and then you could have stayed in the hospital forever.
Chelsea, why did you choose to punch me? I even made sure that to not cause you any embarrassment, I wore a really done-up dress. And I didn't even mean to go up to his parents yet to introduce myself. So why are you treating me so poorly? If I caused you that much pain in the past, I will forgive you, but you have to explain to me why you did this.
Well, look, I already told you why, right? My husband is the son of a very famous family and a large company. He himself has a wonderful future ahead of him, and his family is all full of elite people. They're already all aware that I'm just some plain girl that graduated from a mid-level university, but if they learn that my mom is some dirty janitor, that would be the end of this marriage.
The end of your marriage? I don't think they would do that to you, though.
Well, the elite don't want to be anywhere near the poor, Mom. And I had finally found my way out of being poor and dirty, so don't you dare get in my way now!
So that's the reason you've chosen to hate me. And yet you don't even understand what I do for a living.
Come on. All you are is a stupid janitor, right? In other words, you literally smell of garbage. Do you really think that there are any people that want you in their family? And so, I'm going to tell his family that both my parents are dead and have been for a long time.
Huh?
It's much better to just tell him that you're dead instead of saying something like you're a janitor or something. And yet you decided to come here without telling me. Did you really think I was going to invite a janitor to my wedding? So, for coming uninvited, it was only right of me to hit you in the face.
All you are to me now is a complete stranger, then.
Huh? Oh, well, that helps out a lot then.
You're right. I'll no longer be around you anymore, and you'll never have to think of me as your mom again.
I never thought of you as my mom, though. Having to call you mom all this time was the biggest pain in the butt ever. But now I'll finally never have to worry about that pain again.
Marissa, do you have time at this moment to talk? This is Marina Group's Richard.
Oh, Mr. Richard, thank you so much. I had just finished asking if it would be okay for me to contact you today. But there's a problem, right?
When I heard that there was something private the two of us needed to talk about, I knew what was coming. I'm so sorry for what has happened.
Oh, I don't mind at the moment. I'm assuming that with the privacy that this conversation has, you may have some questions about the whole matter?
Well, yes. To start, I would like to tell you that was my son's wedding yesterday.
I had assumed that was so. Congratulations.
Thank you, but I was made aware that in one of the tables showing family members, your photo was there, which is odd considering that the bride stated that both her parents were dead during her speech. I didn't want to think that this could be true, but are you Kelsey's mother?
Yes, that's right. And my daughter told me that she didn't want a janitor mother at her wedding. I didn't even go into the main hall where the actual wedding would be held, yet she punched me in the face anyway.
She punched you?
Yes, and thankfully, due to me having to clean around your office, you were able to see the condition my face is in.
She hit you that badly, though? If it really is bothering you to be at work with those injuries, you are more than welcome to take some time off.
Thank you for being so considerate. But I have some things that are going on that are making it hard for me to take any time off. And taking time off may cause some trouble for you, Mr. Richard. But be aware that I'm going to sue Chelsea.
What? Wait. Are you being serious? She's your daughter, though, right?
And that's the reason why I have to sue her. Now that she has her wonderful husband to look after her, she's forgotten about everything I sacrificed to raise her when she was younger. But in my eyes, I've always been so proud that she was able to find herself a man.
Everyone knows that you've taken such good care of Kelsey. Even when you were so busy with supporting her through your work, you were able to get to her school events.
And that was because I had people here to help make that happen. But perhaps that didn't make me a good enough mother for her. Chelsea used to be such a kind little girl to me. There were times she'd even hand-bake me cakes for my birthday to celebrate. Yet, now she's at the point where she thinks it's okay to punch her own mother. I must have messed up somewhere along the way that turned her into this monster.
And as for myself, seeing that she had become such a good wife for my son, I can't believe she would do such a thing. When I had first met her after she started dating my son, she always told me that she wanted to be my daughter, and that's what made me fall for her.
Chelsea, she's really changed now, though. And because of what's happened to her, I cannot let her get away with it. It's because she used to be my sweet little girl, that seeing her now as someone who's okay with violence has made me so upset. I cannot let her get away with that, Mr. Richard.
Marissa.
And on top of that, she now wishes for me to just disappear from her life. And so if she wants to think of me as nothing but a complete stranger, I'll do the same and forget that she was ever my daughter. I never wanted to have to think of her as someone beside my own blood, but because she's gone so far to show that she doesn't want me around anymore, I'll do as she wishes. Now Chelsea is nothing more than a complete stranger to me. Perhaps I should say she turned out just like me. After all, I was an awful mother to her.
I don't believe that you were. You gave your all to be the mother that she not only wanted, but needed, and that took a lot of sacrifice out of you. And so in this instant, what she had done to you was not something that can be forgiven. For the time being, I want you to rest and let your wounds heal. And so that you can have time off of work, I'll have someone in to cover for you, okay?
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Richard.
Just call me Richard, Marissa.
Thank you, Richard.
Hey, you hag! What the hell is this? What does it mean I'm being sued? It says there was a victim's report sent in by you?
Well, what you're looking at is just that.
Don't mess with me, you! Just because you're upset with me doesn't mean you can try and fight me now.
Well, I'd like to know who this is. I don't happen to be friends with anyone who's willing to call me a hag like you have, so who are you?
Huh? What's with that? You're being too distant.
You and I are complete strangers, so I don't happen to know much about you. Hence, me acting distant. And within that victim's report that you have with you, there's a breakdown off all the healthcare that I needed to receive for my injuries. And because there were cameras all over the reception hall for your wedding, I have plenty of evidence.
Having to listen to a janitor tell me they're the victim of anything is gross. Hurry up and get rid of this crap.
I will not be doing that.
Well, if you like, I can pay you out of court. Unlike you, you useless hag, I happen to be quite the generous person. I have lots in savings, and so I don't mind handing you a little money to shut you up. So, tell me what you like.
You must have a lot of money then.
I'm a celebrity now, so my money is endless. And unlike me, your life cleaning up garbage must be painful every single day. You have no money to play with like me.
But unfortunately, I believe that your money isn't going to last much longer.
You are such a sore loser, and it's making me sad. Have you not realized what's happened to you yet? You witch! You started telling my husband all sorts of weird crap now. You're a freak. I'm going to sue you now.
If you want to try suing me, go right ahead. I just happened to tell your husband the whole truth surrounding us. I let him know that his wife is totally fine with punching her own family.
And that's what makes you a freak. You're trying to ruin my image. I am not some kind of monster that just likes to punch whoever I see.
But you punched me without any restraint, right?
And that's because you messed up by coming to my wedding without even being invited. You're a low-life janitor, and you came to that wedding to try and take the spotlight away from me, right? And so me punching you was to protect myself. I never just go around punching my family or anyone else.
But it turns out that your husband trusts me over you.
Huh?
Your husband really is a kind man, isn't he? When he heard that I was his mother-in-law, he was so happy and spoke to me like he was family. He even called me Mom, and that just warmed my heart. And when I saw his smile, I just didn't know how I could have ended up with such a caring son-in-law.
Well, you and I are just strangers now, so he's not your son-in-law.
That's right. But in only a little longer, you and him will also be nothing but strangers.
What are you talking about? That man loves the hell out of me. There's no way we'll ever get divorced from each other.
That's what you'd like to think, right? But when he sees the evidence of you punching me, like those recorded videos, and when he sees how you've always texted me, he might just lose all his love for you.
You're going to show him? Our conversations are supposed to be between you and I.
Oh, I've already told him, Chelsea. And all of this is evidence to you assaulting me. And just as I've told your husband, I've told the police about everything, and soon you'll be taken into their custody. I told him that he's totally fine to continue the process of divorcing you while all that happens. Your husband may be the kind of man to be generous and loving to everyone, but he can only spread that love so far when there's someone who has turned themselves into a monster. He doesn't even care that I'm a janitor. He's worried about the fact that he's married to a woman that chooses violence over anything else.
In this day and age, evidence can be faked. And you know that when choosing to trust his wife over some random old lady, he'd choose to trust me. And now I'm going to go around telling everyone that a crazy old hag has been making things up about me and that it's ruining my reputation.
And that will only work if people choose to believe you.
This is all your fault. It's your fault that he wants to divorce me now. You're a frickin' plague.
I can see that you're in a lot of trouble now, but what happened to the confidence you had before?
Shut the hell up, you hag. It's because of all the needless crap you brought up that my husband went and started looking deeper into me.
Right. He was able to see that in college you and other men would always get into problematic relationships with each other, huh? I heard all about it from your husband. He said that you always chose to be violent with other people back then. Which is crazy because I never even knew that you'd been beating up people back then when you were away at college.
But in those instances, I would give them some hush money and things would end there. So don't use all of that to ruin my image now.
The fact that I never once noticed that you've been causing all that trouble then really goes to show how bad of a mother I was. But now knowing that he's willing to divorce you over all of that, I'm happy.
Shut the actual frick up, you whore. You tried to take away my happiness. You're the worst of the worst. Are you not saddened by all the pain you've caused your daughter?
Of course, I had always wanted my daughter to be happy, but I never had a daughter that wanted her mother to be happy. And don't worry, because I'm not your mom anymore, just like you've been asking.
Dad, help me please. My mom has a grudge against me now and is making up lies. Can you please tell your son to not divorce me at least? You told me ever since I became your daughter you've been so happy, right?
I'm sorry, Kelsey, but I already know everything.
And everything that you know is that woman's delusion.
Her delusion? But I had seen the face of your mother after you had punched her in the eye. Do you really think that I could see that as a lie for the type of person that you really are?
Huh? Why did you see my mom when she's only a janitor?
Of course, it's surprising to think that a CEO would be aware of all his janitors like I am. But Kelsey, your mom and her and I go way back, Kelsey.
Her and you?
Yes, your deceased father was my close friend, and I think I remember once seeing you at the funeral for him, although you were a lot younger then, and you were crying the whole time, so I never really had a chance to confirm who you were.
I remember the funeral. And I remember a man standing right in front of his grave after he was buried that cried and cried all day. Was that person you?
He was me. And that's why your mother and I have been close ever since. But she never once thought of getting married again, instead sacrificing everything of hers to make sure that she could raise you right. And since I was so close to her husband, I made it my goal to support her as she raised you, even to the length of giving her the job that she has now. And that job is the one that you keep on making fun of her for.
But isn't being a janitor one of the dirtiest and lowest jobs out there? I bet the only reason you gave her that job is because she was too stupid to do anything else, right?
Do not make such claims about your mother or I. And although you can't seem to understand it, I can see that your mother is one of the most important people around.
Huh? There's just no way.
Are you sure? If you'd like to come and give being a janitor a try for this company, we'll see how hard she works to keep everything going smoothly here. She's amazing with all of our cleaning techniques, and at the moment, because of those reasons, she's the manager of the Marina Group's janitors.
Huh? That woman is the manager?
Yeah. She's always been making sure that my headquarters is looking perfect. And so now I have her managing all the other janitors and making sure any new hires are trained properly. She's even willing to do tasks outside of her job requirements, and everyone here respects her for that. Not only as her CEO, but as the man who's known her for so long, I think that she is one of the most amazing women to have ever entered my company.
That can't be.
You made it clear that you hated her for her career, and that you never wanted her to be your mom because you couldn't see all the work that she put in for you. In other words, you've been making fun of and hurting the woman that I promised your dad I'd keep safe and support. I cannot let my son stay married to anyone like you, and so this is the end for you.
You're wrong. I never knew that my mom was doing that amazing at her job.
Even after all you've done to us, you still want to try and make excuses? I don't want you anywhere near my son or your mother. If you do ever come near them, I'll have the police called and you taken to jail.
Wait, Dad, please listen to what I have to say about this. Mom, help me! Right now, I'm in court for the divorce, and it looks like all those other men from the past want to sue me now. And because of the victims report you handed in, my life is going to be pretty much over.
And that's what you had been wishing for. I never planned on taking that report down, And now I'm going to make sure that you pay me a settlement as well as pay for all my medical bills, so prepare yourself.
But I don't have that kind of money on me. Please forgive me for whatever I did.
I will not. I have a responsibility to make sure that the daughter I raised is properly punished for the way she's acted. And now that you've gone and told me I'm not your mother anymore, I will not go easy on you. Now I want no more messages coming from you anymore. You are just a stranger now, so acting this way is extremely rude to me.
Wait! Hey, please come help me. I'll do anything for you. Somebody come and save me.
After that, Chelsea was told that she would have to pay a settlement to quite a few people, but on top of that, she would also have to be on parole for a year. She was not happy about hearing that from the judge and tried really hard to run from them, but she soon realized that the police were all around her. That didn't stop her though, and in an attempt to get around them, she punched one of the police in the face, only to be tackled by 3 more and dragged out of the courtroom. For 6 months after that, she had to serve time for assaulting an officer, but was released early and placed on 2 years of parole. However, getting out of jail was not easy on her, and she still has to pay off all the settlements, which she chose to borrow a lot of money in order to do so. But even without the stress of the settlements themselves looming over her, she now needed to pay off the money that she borrowed. So now she's working day and night at a couple of different places, trying her best to make all she can. But because of the way she treats everyone and acts within the building she's been working in, she's been demoted to being the janitor in all of them. She has now learned that there's no good side or bad side to being a janitor, and that it's all up to the person in said position to make a good or bad name for themselves. I know that she has to work long days making whatever money she can, but I hope, as my last wish for her as her mother, that she will one day find a way out of having to work so much and can go back to a normal life where she has time to breathe. As for myself, I can see that even with all I gave trying to raise her right, she still turned out far worse than I could have ever imagined. But as a lot of my friends around me have said, I cannot blame myself for raising someone that was never willing to respect me in the first place.
Hey, Tina, you there? I just wanted to let you know that I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. We're finally going to get to meet your parents and we can talk about the engagement in person. It really feels like this has been a long time coming.
I know. I'm really happy that we're finally getting to make this official. My parents are really excited for it too. I just really hope that you get along with my dad when you two meet each other tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. By the way, what does your dad do for a living again? And what college did he go to? I don't think my son ever told me.
Oh, and my dad didn't go to college. Actually, he dropped out of high school and only has his GED that he got later.
Wait, what? Are you serious? Your dad didn't even finish all 4 years of high school? What happened that things ended up like that?
Well, my dad comes from a really poor family, and basically he needed to work more than he needed an education at the time. I think it was because they were living with his grandma in the house, and so his family needed extra money to take care of everyone. But he worked hard and was able to leverage all of his working experience into being able to open up his own business. Honestly, I'm really grateful for all the hard work my dad has done to make his life and the lives of his family better.
Wow, I really had no idea about any of this at all. That's really crazy.
Yeah, but since both of our dads are so hardworking, I really do hope that they can get along well.
Let me get this straight. You're going to bring your uneducated dolt of a dad to my house tomorrow?
Wait, what? What do you mean by that? He's not uneducated. He's one of the best in his field.
I'm sorry, but if your dad couldn't even manage to finish high school, then I really can't see how he's anything but an idiot. I really had no idea the kind of person that your dad was, and I'm really disappointed in you. You've wasted mine and my son's time. I'm calling off this wedding. It's clear to me that you're not good enough to be with my son if this is the kind of family that you come from.
Hold on a second. You can't just decide that for yourself. That decision is between Dave and I. And just why do you care what kind of education my dad had when he clearly managed to make something of his life?
Because I can tell everything I need to know about someone from just their education. And you know, I looked into your background too. I was disappointed, but not crushed. But now that I know this about your father, I'm afraid I'll have to call it all off.
Sir, please do not talk that way about my father. I really respect him, and you're not being fair at all. I understand that you're Dave's father, but you are being horribly rude to me right now.
So what? Who cares if I'm being rude to some idiot's daughter? Why don't you open your eyes and realize where you're standing right now?
Ron, you really need to stop this right now. You are taking all of this way too far. I mean, I really don't think that my dad's education level should have anything at all to do with me marrying your son. Do you really think that you can know all that you need to just from looking at someone's schooling? I really do think you're going to want to wait until tomorrow to hear about how my dad managed to turn his life around. I'm sure that once you have the full story that you'll change your mind and see how great my dad is.
What is this, some kind of cult or something? Because I don't need to hear any kind of story to be swayed. Besides, you're not going to be coming over tomorrow, and there isn't going to be any meeting.
I'm sorry, but we've had this scheduled for a long time. Dave and I are going to be getting married, and as our parents, you all are going to meet.
Is this really the way you want to start your relationship with your future father-in-law?
Please, Ron, I would really appreciate it if you could just wait until tomorrow before jumping to conclusions about my dad. Dave, are you there? I was just talking to your dad, and for some reason he was really hung up on my dad not finishing high school.
Wait, what? Sorry, where's all this coming from all of a sudden?
Tomorrow, Dave! I'm talking about our meeting tomorrow. Your dad just reached out to me and got really mad to find out my dad didn't even finish high school. He was calling him all sorts of names and just being generally horrible.
Ugh, did he really? But I'm not surprised, but I'm so sorry that he reached out to you just to tell all that to you. Yes, unfortunately my dad is an elitist. There's really no other way to put it. Even when I was little, he was always telling me that I'd be nothing if I didn't go to the best schools. I mean, I had to get therapy after I moved out of the house to undo some of the harm that had caused me growing up. But I didn't think he'd subject other people to his purity test.
Oh, Dave, I had no idea this was such an issue with your dad. I'm sorry that you had to go through that.
I know, but that's all in the past. I just can't believe that he would say that about the father of the woman I'm going to marry.
Well, what do you think we should do about this? Do you want to cancel the meeting tomorrow? Your dad sounded like he wasn't all that interested in meeting my parents after our talk.
Well, no matter what he says, it isn't going to change the fact that we're getting married. I'm not going to let my dad's bigotry get in the way of that. I'll tell you that much. Let me talk to him and try to smooth all this out. Of course, I won't tell him what your dad actually does for a living. We can wait for tomorrow for him to find out himself.
Thanks for doing that, Dave. I know that my dad likes to tell his story himself so that it doesn't get misconstrued or anything.
Of course, I completely understand. I'll tell my dad to cool it on being so judgmental. I'm sure that he'll be really surprised when he finally meets your dad and talks to him a bit about what he does. I mean, even I was shocked after I met your dad and got to know him a bit better.
Everyone seems to react that way, but it's so weird because to me, he's just my dad. Of course, I have a lot of respect for him, but at the end of the day, he's my dad first, you know?
It makes perfect sense to me, but I really can't wait to see the look on my dad's face when he realizes who your dad really is. Maybe that'll finally knock some sense into him.
I guess we can only hope so.
I knew I was right to be suspicious, and yet you insisted on dragging your deadbeat dad to my house anyways. Well, I never ever want to see you even speak to my son again. Do you understand me?
Do you have any idea what you've done? You assaulted my dad all because I told you he didn't finish high school? You realize that you've committed a crime, don't you?
You really think that anyone is going to take the side of a loser family like yours? The wedding is off, and I want you to stay far away from my family. That's an order.
An order? Excuse me? And just who do you think you are to boss me around like that? I am not your child, nor your employee. Do you understand? You're the one who committed violence over someone's education level. If you think you're in any position to start giving orders, you are out of your mind.
Don't you dare talk back to me. You're just upset because I'm not going to let you marry into our elite family. But don't blame me. Blame your dad for never making anything of his life.
You mean even after insulting the man, you still have the gall to look down on him like that? Well, don't worry. We don't want anything to do with you ever again either. We'll call the wedding off, no problem.
Well, of course you will. I ordered you to do so. Did you really think that I was ever going to let a girl from a family like yours marry my son? But like I said, don't blame me for this. You can go and complain to your dad that it's his fault.
Oh, I've gone and talked to my dad. He told me that we'd stop doing business with you.
Wait, what? What is that supposed to mean? What do you mean that you talked to your dad and he said that he would stop doing business with me?
Well, what other choice are you leaving him after what you did? After we got home, my dad called his HQ to see if we had any active contracts with your company, and he canceled them all. He told his secretary to tell your company to ask you why this was all happening.
What business are you even talking about? Why would your dad's crappy little shop be working for my company?
Wow. So you really still haven't figured it out then? I would have thought that you would just looking at my dad, but I guess you didn't recognize him.
What do you mean I didn't recognize him? Is he supposed to be famous or something? Why do you think I would have recognized some uneducated hick like him?
I guess I'll just have to come out and say it then. My dad is the company president of Carco.
Wait a second. Carco? You mean Carco as in the famous vehicle manufacturers? That company?
That's right. That's the one. And the president of that company is my dad. So what were you saying about how elite your family was again? How you were too good to let me marry your son? Because compared to my family, you're really nothing. I mean, you weren't even connected enough to recognize my dad when he was right at your door.
Now hold on just a second. Is this supposed to be some kind of joke or something? Even your dad didn't even finish high school. There's no way that he's president of a company like Carco.
You do realize that you're just digging yourself a deeper hole with every slight you make against him, right? Yes, my dad never graduated high school, but your mistake was in judging him for that.
Hold on. I just got a call from my company. They told us that Carco is canceling all their contracts with us. But then that means your dad is really...
That's right, I tried to warn you, but you just wouldn't listen to me. I just wish that I could be there in person to see your face right now. I bet the shock on it is just hilarious. But I'd imagine after this, you're getting fired and blacklisted from every company in the industry. Of course, what else could you really expect after acting the way you did to him?
But if we lose those contracts, then how is my company even supposed to stay open? Please tell me that you're joking. This can't be happening right now.
If you're so surprised, I wouldn't be. This is the natural outcome for someone like you. You were the one insulting my dad, and you were the one who assaulted him, and now you're paying the price for what you've done.
So then it's really true. Everything that you've been saying to me this whole time is really true?
Man, you really aren't as smart as you brag about being. Did you know that? For the last time, yes, it's true. But don't worry about canceling the marriage. I'm fine with that. I didn't want to join your family anyways. I already told Dave that I didn't want to have you as a father-in-law.
But wait, hold on. If you're really the daughter of the company president of Carco, then please accept my humblest apologies. Of course you can marry my son, and I'm sorry that I ever gave you any doubt to the contrary.
Wow, you really turned around quickly, didn't you? But I'm afraid that's not going to work on me. I don't want anything to do with you or your family ever again. I talked to Dave and he said he was fine calling off the wedding as well.
Please wait. Don't say that. I know I said I didn't want you two to get married, but that's not my choice to make. That should be between you and my son.
I know, and I talked to your son and we said that we were calling off the engagement.
But I don't understand. Why would you do that?
Well, because I told him that if we got married, I wouldn't want to have any contact with you ever again.
Wait, so then, if you two got married, then Dave would never ever talk to me again? What did he say to that?
Well, I told him that, and he said he'd have to think about it, and I told him that I'd respect his decision. So the wedding is off.
But wait, please. Can't you just let me try and talk to your parents and smooth all this over? I'm sure that I could if you just give me a chance.
That is not going to happen. You do realize that you assaulted my dad, right? What makes you think that I'm going to arrange for a meeting for you after you've done that?
Please. I really had no idea at all who your dad was, and that was a huge mistake on my part. I realize that now. I had no idea that things were going to turn out this way.
Well, I don't see why you think that's our problem. You did this, now accept responsibility like an adult, including for the assault.
So what? You're really going to charge me for what I did? Please. I didn't think that I committed a crime or anything like that. It was just a little fight within the family, that's all.
Fight within the family? How could that be when I'm not married to your son yet? And did you really think you could get away with punching someone in the face just because they didn't finish high school?
But I mean, assault sounds so bad. I really didn't think that it would end up this way.
Just because you finally realized that you've actually done something wrong doesn't mean that anything is going to change. Besides, we've already decided that we're going to file a police report.
No, please don't do that. Why would you go to the police about this?
Because you punched my dad. Are you really not following this at all?
But if the police show up for what I did, then they might arrest me. I'll be in serious trouble if that happens.
Yeah, I mean, that is kind of the whole point of calling the police on someone. You're a criminal, and you should be punished.
Tina, please, don't do this to me. I know you might not like me, but I'm still your fiancé's father. Is this any way to be treating your elders?
Excuse me? Wow, that is really rich. But I have every right to do this because you broke the law.
I knew I shouldn't have tried to talk about this with a woman. Can you please just let me talk to your dad? This is something that should be settled between us men. We know what we're doing.
Wow, did you really think that was going to work? Did you think that jumping from elitism to sexism was going to make me want to help you?
Just tell me where your dad is. I just want to apologize to him. Isn't that what you think I should do?
I'm not going to tell you where my dad is, and frankly, I think you should just wait for the police to show up.
Please, just tell me where your dad is. This should just be between him and I.
And why would I let a criminal that assaulted my dad anywhere near him? That would just be irresponsible.
Please, stop calling me a criminal. I didn't even do anything wrong. You shouldn't be talking to me that way.
You're right. You're not a criminal yet. You have to be arrested and processed first. But then, after that, you're nothing but a criminal, and you'll have a record that will follow you forever. You'll never be able to escape it. You used to pride yourself on judging others for their education all this time. You thought you could tell all that you needed to about someone just from what schools they went to. Well, now you'll have a very different kind of record. Though, I'm not sure you'll want to brag about it.
Please, don't do this to me. You're going to ruin me. Don't you get it? What am I supposed to do? Please don't punish me for this. I didn't know.
After that, Dave reached out to me and told me about how the police arrived to arrest his dad. He told me about how his dad begged not to be taken away, but seeing as how my dad's company contributes a lot to the annual policeman's ball, the cops were all too happy to take Ron away. I know that I told Ron the wedding was off, but that was just to add a little bit more pressure to him and make him sweat. After his dad was taken away, Dave said that he talked to his mom, who was going to be getting a divorce from Ron, and that they were both going to cut Ron off and never talk to him again. While he was in jail awaiting trial, Ron got a call from his company saying that he was fired for his misconduct and for damaging the business. After his firing, my dad renegotiated the canceled contract so Ron's company wouldn't pay for his stupidity. Ron tried to reach out to Dave and ask for his help in setting everything right, but by then, the both of us had already blocked his number. I have no idea what Ron is up to now, but the wedding for Dave and I is still on schedule. The night that we were supposed to have our family meeting, Dave came to my house and apologized profusely to my dad. My dad laughed it off and said that he didn't blame Dave and that he still wanted us to get married. We both know that we've been through a lot, but we're still very much looking forward to the day when we can call each other husband and wife. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.